Hey everybody, this is a quick one with Excel to show you a couple of tips and tricks. Let's make a graph of some variable versus time. We'll say we got x1 and x2. And this relates to your homework assignment because I've asked you to plot two different curves on the same graph. So let's say we got a time of 0 and we have a time step of like a tenth of a second. And incidentally, I can move around with my arrow keys. I can hold the shift key down and make selections like this. And so I'm going to bring this down. I'm going to hit Control D to bring it down. So I've got going from 0 to 4 seconds at the bottom. And let's say I want to make a line. It's going to be time times 3. So the first variable, I guess we can call them y1 and y2. The first variable is just time times 3, and the other one, let's make it a quadratic, and we'll say it's time to the second power. So the first thing we want to do is let's make a graph of y1 on the vertical axis and time on the x-axis. So to do that, I need to select the series that I'm interested in, and I'll hit Control down to go to the bottom, Shift to go to the right, and then Control up to select all the data that I'm interested in. And I'll just go Insert, Scatter Chart, we'll do a line, something like this. And now I want to add a second series to this. So I've got the x variables here in this column, and I've got the y variables in this column. So I'm going to hit Control Shift down to select that. I'm going to hold the Control button down and click and just drag this up. So now I've got my x and my y in two different arrays. I'll hit Control C to copy this. And if I go over to the chart, I can go Paste, and in this down arrow I can hit Paste Special. And what I want is a new series with x variables or x values in the first column. So I'll click OK. So now I've got the two variables. And let's give these things a name. And you can do it through menus and such, but I found a little bit easier way. If I click the series, I can up in the top here, if I put y1, this first field is the series name. These are the x coordinates, the x values, and these are the y values. And this last one is just the series order. So this will be series number 1. So I'll hit Enter to confirm that, and it changes the default series 1 to y1. And I'm going to call this y2 and Enter. And let's say I wanted to flip the legend. Let's say I actually wanted y2 on top of y1. Let's just change the series 2 to series 1, and then it flips them around. Another trick I'll teach you is let's apply a macro. This formatting, the default formatting for Excel is just crap in my mind. So I made a macro to help you out to try and make the charts a little bit more straightforward. So I'm going to click here, and I'll go under the Developer tab. You may need to customize the ribbon and make sure your Developer tab is highlighted there. But I'm going to go Developer tab and Macros. And in this spreadsheet, I've got the macros built in, and I'll upload that to CuLearn here shortly. But I want to run this one. It's called Format Chart Document. So I'm going to run that, and bam, it puts it into a much nicer format. Now it did change the lines into points, so I can double click those. Let's get rid of the markers and just do a solid line color. And we'll do that for this one as well. No markers and a solid line color. And let's say the y-axis is, I don't know, let's call it temperature in, let's say, degrees. Here's my degree symbol, degrees Celsius. And then down here we can call this time in seconds or whatever. But there you have it. Here's a quickly done graph using the macros and the formatting.